This is African American History is American History. Welcome. I'm your host, Harlan Kearsley. This program's goal is to foster understanding, promote discussion, and expand knowledge through stories of historical events, bios of unsung heroes, as well as timely and relevant news stories which, hopefully, will paint a vivid picture of the effects of segregation, discrimination, and bigotry on the lives of both blacks and whites. Comparisons will be made between the many racially fractured periods of American history and what's going on right now. From the early years of cinema through the mid-1960s, going to the movies, which became an established feature of everyday life for many, was segregated for African Americans throughout the South. Most movie theaters for white audiences often would either completely bar admission to black customers or would simply offer them worse seating to only a portion of the screenings. Rather than be subjected to undesirable and uncomfortable balcony seats, many patronized black-owned movie theaters. Now, they offered alternative viewing experiences for black audiences, such as the ability to sit anywhere, screenings of all black films, many with live appearances by the stars themselves, and newsreels.
All American News brings you our people's contribution to America and freedom.
Produced from the 1940s into the 1950s, All American News was the first newsreel marketed for a black audience. These films were originally intended to encourage black Americans to participate in and support the war effort.
The Tank Corps of the 92nd Infantry Division advances ever on the alert through Italy. These movements are intermittent, for they are under enemy fire and frequently must duck for shelter. A group of engineers take a rest near a protective wall as German shells hit close by. The going is tough. Our boys often gain only a few yards a day. This soldier loads up with pineapples, the kind he will throw at the Nazis. Hand grenades. Always on the move. Constant shelling by the enemy causes men to hit the ground, then run for it. The German shell hits its mark. Our casualties are bound to be heavy in this theater of war with its daily grind of battle. United States Signal Corps cameramen record the rescuing of the wounded, some of them being Nazis. A Yank with a leg wound. Those hurt in battle are taken to frontline hospitals. The finest in medical equipment and skill is available right in the thick of battle. Here, a major operation takes place. A blood transfusion. Grim evidence of why we must give plasma to save lives of our fighting men.
This is African American History is American History. Former short subject producer for Universal Films, Emanuel M. Glucksman, produced the All American News films. 3 talented African American filmmakers also worked on the newsreel production team. William D. Alexander narrated and did interviews. He would later go on to establish his own production company, Alexander Productions. Claude Barnett was a veteran journalist and founder of the Associated Negro Press. He was an advocate against segregation in the military. Actor-producer Josh Binney directed many of the films.
Mayor Kelly of Chicago and his wife are hosts. The 15 millionth guest. Mrs. Kelly welcomes him. This is one of Chicago's 3 servicemen's centers where 15 million boys so far have been received. The sailor receives a lovely wristwatch as a memento of the occasion. Also a war bond from Mayor Kelly. The mayor founded these world-famous centers. Mrs. Kelly devotes all her time to the centers. He also gets a free long-distance call to his home.
Income tax time is here again. If you earn $500 or more in 1944, you must file an income tax return not later than March 15th. You must file a return even though your employer has been taking taxes out of your wages. Of course, you will get credit of the tax taken out of your wages. For most people, there is a very easy way to file a return this year. Your employer should have given you a withholding receipt, like this. Just answer the questions that are printed on the receipt and write the name of your relatives claimed as your exemption. Sign the receipt and mail it to your collector of internal revenue. That's all. If you file this way, don't send any money. The collector will figure your tax, and he will send you a bill if you owe more, or a refund if you have paid too much. Other taxpayers will use the regular income tax blank, but that is simplified too. Whether you use withholding receipt form 1040, do it right away. Remember, your taxes help pay the way to victory.
The Library of Congress has a large collection of the surviving All-American News newsreels. This has been African American History is American History. The episode you've been listening to, All American News, was written and directed by Harlan Kearsley. I'm Harlan Kearsley. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Now remember, it's free, and once you hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon, you'll be notified as soon as new episodes are posted. Thanks again, and please, stay safe. African American History is American History. Copyright H.C. Kearsley, 2023.